Victor Allen's Ethos.
You know, you guys did a great setup for me, you know. And actually, it wasn't for me. It was actually, you guys kind of started off, well, Mario really did. He led in with the word, he said, you know, and you piggyback, freedom.
Freedom. It's Freedom Day.
And how you felt about it. Mario hit the nail on the head for me as it relates to, all I kept thinking about is that year to 2 year delay.
Can you imagine that, how they worked you for that 2 years?
Right, they worked the hell out of people.
They probably worked you extra.
Oh my God.
The cold part about it, Texas has been behind ever since.
I mean, that's what hits me there. I mean, I understand the freedom.
We just hate Texas. I'm sorry. Not all Texans.
Okay.
I like the certain people.
State of Texas.
No. Let me say this.
You got to hit a chord.
I point to, and I don't want to get away from my ethos. I'm a point to what I call legislative makers, people of power who kind of say, look, maybe 75% of you guys are following us and 25 may not, but we're making that decision for you anyway. So yeah, when I talk about people, because we know people in other states and other places, they're wonderful, so I don't want to indict the whole community. But Texas has always been, we kind of run our own world. That's just the way they are. It's not a secret. You don't have to go to a history class to study that their dynamic is, you don't tell us what to do. Well, today I'm telling you what to do. I got you. Now, let's go to my ethos. Let's go to my ethos.
Huh?
All right, so here's the thing. When we went to the freedom thing, and I call it a freedom weekend, and the first thing that hit me was when we were talking about commercial. Mario said, hey, does commercial mean success? Does it mean? And I got some interesting feedback from people who were going, hell no. Because it takes us in the wrong direction when people know what the value. And then I got other sides where people said, hey, look, we have the right to have a commercial. It may be a different way to message the value, but have we learned in the last year or two more about what Juneteenth means? Think of all the years, not too many people were talking about it in any kind of way. So what was the investment? What was the groundwork that led us to this point where now it's being recognized? And that, to me, is it going to be more successful if we embrace the whole celebration of it, including the commercial success that corporations are going to take advantage of, as they did, for example, CNN yesterday at the Hollywood Bowl? Is that a measure of success, even though you know they're there to sit back and sell?
Well, it is a measure of success, but I think it returns to us the responsibility of telling our own story. That's why we are here. We are here to attempt to define the history ourselves. And I'm not even trying to do that for all black people. I'm trying to put it in the hands of indigenous people worldwide to tell their own history in their own way. That's what I want you to be able to do. And so, yeah, Juneteenth, we have to take ownership of it in a new way. We've always had ownership of it, but because of media, we have to take a new kind of ownership in a new way. And when we take that ownership, we have to define how it is to be expressed.
And I would say that we should take an opportunity. Each one of us should take an opportunity to discover our own family lineage and find out what our ancestors did and what roles they played and what happened to them. You know, so as Mario has said, and as I'm learning, the technology that we have disposal to and that we're trying to expose people to,
right,
is to tell our own story.
Right.
And it personalizes because the technology is so available that each of us can tell our own story. Each of us can get an account with Ancestry.com or some other organization or entity that will provide some DNA research for you.
Right.
So we can begin to really look, and now that all the records with the Freedmen Bureau has been digitized and they're available. So you can actually do research and find out, you need to know how much cotton your family picked. or you need to know how many railroad ties, or how many bricks your ancestor made, because that's how we'll measure how to fix this problem. That's how we'll be able to.
You certainly have
some-
to have that consciousness in mind as you go about the problem,
Yes.
because that's how you define the problem.
Exactly.
So we have to listen to the people whose history you're attempting to speak on. And that goes for anybody. That's not just black Americans. That goes for everyone everywhere around the world. And learning to respect and appreciate each other's story. Because this is indeed the story of mankind. That's what we have to get people to understand. The story of black folks, that is also part of the story of mankind.
And to add that with the movement, I used Martin Luther King's birthday celebration to holiday, and how much they had to erect the museums and say in D.C., all that movement, how long it took. Did any part of the commercial fuel help it along? Because you had to invest in the knowledge and sharing and education so people can then know wiser about what happened. But he's more of our recent past history. This is something that goes back, that should have even a stronger platform because of the significance of what it meant to people to say officially this is your Freedom Day.
Well,
So
I think when Mario talks about, or we talk about commercializing the holiday, I think you really got to define what that means, because one thing that we know, and particularly with me working with the historic East Towson community, the corporations that want to participate, they have money, they have resources, but they don't have the stories. And doing that research, what we discovered, black people use the internet more than anyone else to share, to tell, and share stories. So all of these stories that we talk about, there were families that were impacted in Texas during that 2-year period. It's no telling how they were treated. So those are the stories that we need to learn about, particularly in that specific area where those people were impacted the most because of a failure to communicate.
An intentional failure.
Intentional failure to communicate.
That's what we say.
So-
Juneteenth was people who were kept in the dark
Yep,
for
absolutely.
2 years additional
Right.
and worked as slaves.
Right. And
That's a crime. Someone should have been punished for that.
severely. Severely.
Someone should have been punished.
Severely.
So now, and then you look at Texas again, right?
And you can see the
is
history. Yeah,
Texas is the main state that doesn't want the history
they
told.
have the highest number of lynchings.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is the state where they're used to being racist.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, let's
This
talk
is a state
about
that has billboards, and whenever you enter the state on the
don't
highway,
mess with Texas.
don't
Right.
mess with Texas. And I can tell you from my personal experience, that's pretty serious about that shit.
No, they are serious. I don't like going there. I prefer not to go to Texas. There's not a lot of reasons to go there, in my opinion, but you know.
Yeah. All right, now taking it over to the next level, I'm going to sit back and discuss my venture as it went into entertainment. I'm supposed to be entertained. It's my birthday. So we got to the Juneteenth. I know what it means. I didn't know about the entertainment and what level. All I knew is that I was going down the hill and I was on my bike. So I didn't know how big this was. So Amazon's music R&B hip hop brand called Rotation partners with festival partnered with
Oh, yeah,
festival organizers. Don't worry about that. And basically to curate talent on the festival's main stage. What I like about this is Mario and I, when we was doing Quiet Storm, I would do a special segment. And it was called, it was just highlighting special artists of the week. And my favorite coverage of the most successful, and I had told Mario this, I said, more viewers watched this while all this activity was going on. I told him, I said, this guy's in the studio with his partner, and they're in there recording it, but it said, turn on the camera. You see people walking back and forth like it's just a regular service building. And he got millions of views on a one-camera shoot that just began and ended. And his name is Masego. That's who was performing. And so for those who follow him, you'll understand that for me it was kind of a surprise because I'm looking forward to the bowl. But this was a pleasant surprise the day before. Some of the other artists that was there was Alex Isley and Kenyon Dixon. So I wish I was there for them as well. So I totally missed out on the impact. And what it's getting me back to is Amazon's now investing. And the question I got is, as opposed to the bowl kind of did some highlights because it was TV. CNN, all that money, they highlighted some what they call, here's the social impact, here's the African American experience. Leimert Park, it seems like it's just corporate infused and you didn't feel the drill down of the promotion of here's the images, this is the storyline, pre-video and stuff. And it was Amazon. So is that an indictment on Amazon, or is it, look, better to have Amazon than to have regular organizers? I was caught between. So my question to you guys is, was it a success for CNN, and did they pull off a live broadcast just for the benefit of their platform, or did they really invest and get the message out about what Juneteenth meant? What did you guys think?
No, it was just the broadcast. I think they made money off the broadcast. No one is educating. If they were educating people about Juneteenth, they would see what a weasel the Biden administration was for making this a national holiday over anything else.
Without any real understanding, but I guess in a way, one could take the perspective that is good, and then it's up for us to tell the story. One could take that as a legitimate perspective,
Right.
even though that's trying to give the benefit of the doubt to CNN, which
Right.
I'm kind of hard-pressed to do that. I'm kind of hard-pressed, like
Right.
Omari. We tend to be a little jaded because that's the story of business
Right.
when it comes to us. But let's just say this, and I don't know yet. I was trying to look at the broadcasts from the Hollywood Bowl. Now, I'm at the Hollywood Bowl, and I was trying to tune into the broadcast. So I did not find that easy. I downloaded the CNN app while there, and so it may have been easier to get at home while watching the CNN broadcast. And maybe, I don't know if they were broadcasting it live or not. I would assume not. So I don't know what CNN, I would be curious to know, and I don't know if you know, Vic.
Well, I
Right.
think it was live. It was, matter of fact, everything. I didn't watch it. Obi watched it in the other room. But everything that I saw on Facebook seemed to be in sync with what I was hearing her watch.
Now I'm curious, why didn't you watch it?
I'm not interested in seeing these old people perform.
Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Or any
Wow.
of them.
Okay, because you bought the album.
That would fuck me up to see them.
Wait a minute. Now, you're only talking about the particular artists because there were...
Some of them, I can
Yeah.
tell you that there were definitely a bunch of flat notes,
Yeah.
and vocals were... The vocal
so-
performances were less
This
than
is what I
pleasing.
embrace. I embrace Earth, Wind, and Fire in
The history.
1974
Yes.
at the Forum. Or when I first saw Earth, Wind, and Fire, they were the opening act. Earth, Wind, and Fire and Funkadelic was the opening act for Santana. And so, that's what I enjoy.
Right.
And I want to see who the new people are and what they're doing.
Right.
And that while I'm at home, and I listen to what I listen to, but I want to see what the new talent is doing.
Okay.
I want to see where that's going, and I don't. Everybody that knows me knows I love the music that I grew up listening to.
Okay. All right. So moving away from that, just simple. Did you guys think they pulled it off with the movement and time? I mean, they were on click spot because of the live. And I mean, pushed through it.
Well, they've been doing a lot of shows. I don't know when the last show was, but it looked like they were on and performing yet the day before.
Yeah, at the
It
soccer
looked,
field.
Yeah, it looked like they were performing the day before, so they're busy.
Right.
It's a very professional, wound up presentation.
Yeah. That's what I came across with. And there was a running joke also. They said,
Yeah.
it was a running joke. They said if this was all our people would have went into 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. late last night. I said, that's not fair. That's not fair because corporations have teams of people.
It ended earlier than I thought, even headed into the Juneteenth performance at the Hollywood Bowl. Amari Bakari had said they must be performing 2 tracks apiece.
Right. Yeah.
Because at the most 3.
Right.
And that's if they don't do any talking.
Right.
There you go. All right.
So I figured it was going to be kind of moving fast like that, but
Right.
you know,
Like 20
and
minutes.
So now, so now we know it was a TV production.
Absolutely.
The whole thing was.
Well,
a TV
I still
production.
haven't seen it, and I'm waiting for it. So since you didn't watch it and Victor didn't see it, as far as I know,
Well, Obi said it was good. She enjoyed it.
So we have hearsay from Omari's daughter that it was.
That she's a youngster that would sit there and watch that.
Right.
Those old people.
How old is she?
39.
You know what?
If I was 39, at 39, I wasn't watching the platters.
We're helping. You know, he just called her a youngster.
Yeah.
You know what? You guys,
At
this is
39, I wasn't watching the platters. I've never been to a platter concert.
Right.
Never seen them. I
No,
might
we
have
didn't
saw
platter.
some guys who said they were the platters at the King Drew thing, but I don't. They couldn't have been the platters because when I went over there, I was at least in my 50s.
All I can say is that our exposure to our parents' music was then very much affected by the technology of the time. When we expose young people now to any kind of music, whether it's even old jazz, whatever, they do get to hear it in a pristine form, which is going to help.
It's a benefit.
Just like I said, if you love Michael Jackson and you came up with Michael Jackson, you will get to watch him in perfect color, perfect everything the rest of your life. Everything.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's where you're blessed. We too have that, but we could just have more. How much Stevie Wonder have you seen? You know, see?
Yeah.
See?
Right.
I've seen
No, that's good. That's
Probably
good.
saw Stevie more than any other group.
And for the longest, he had no concert videos.
Yeah.
And to this date, he probably has, I think it's 2.
Yeah.
He has the least concert videos I've ever seen of anyone of his scope.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they recorded
There's
it
just
every
certain
time.
groups that but you know, I remember when Earth, Wind and Fire was at the Forum, and it was these 9 cylinders on stage, and they filled up with smoke. And the next thing you knew, it was 9 cats standing there in some badass uniforms, and they started jamming.
That's true.
And you know, the drum. Remember, Earth, Wind and Fire had the 2 drummers, and the drum sets would spin, and Verdine would come out the sky.
It was
playing the
wonderful.
bass.
Yeah.
You know, so
And Parliament. And I remember when hamburgers were 35 cents.
yeah.
So-
but that's not
You
what
know?
you get at these concerts
Yeah, I
today.
saw
So
Shaka Khan.
I want to go see the new groups and what they're doing. It's not, you know.
It's a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you pay
yeah.
for a concert at Howard? I saw Shaka Khan for $7.
Probably some shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, I remember
was
when
like-
I saw
it was $5
when we went to see
concerts.
Earth, Wind and Fire. It was $12.50.
Yeah, see,
shit
that's what
like
I'm
that.
saying.
Question. I got there a little bit late. Shaka Khan was on the bill. Did she perform?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You
So
got
I
there
missed
later than me?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I got
we
there
can
later.
talk about
Shaka
that.
was
Why?
an opener.
No, I heard Shaka, but I was walking around trying to get in.
You know, I like that
Trying to
statement.
see.
I like the statement.
This is the other part.
She said, I'm going
When
to
we
the
were
next.
young going to
Well, I'm
concerts,
ready
we weren't
whenever you
walking
are.
around
Let me go to the next.
We were
Because I
just
don't.
getting in.
Come on.
Matter of fact, when you were younger,
Okay.
probably could get in without a ticket.
Okay. So what we're going to do is leave the throwback well back. Let's go over here. All right. Now what you're about to see is what I call my visual moments of the combination teaser. It's a teaser because I didn't have enough time to do the work on the video between both venues, and Mario can play it like a king.
Wise man said,
Ladies over here. You looking so good.
That's it, you guys.
Everybody.
That's it.
Which one did Amazon sponsor?
The Leimert Park event was the rotation collaboration from Amazon. That was in Leimert Park.
Okay.
Yeah. So that I found it interesting that there were two big events, Amazon, CNN, corporate is already pushing. They're already infusing their investment into the community, as they would say it is. So it makes an interesting conversation. Now, closing that out, I told a story that my favorite kind of birthday experience I had once with somebody is that I asked them that all they had to do is give me some butter pecan ice cream. At that time it was about $2.85. And my birthday, they didn't get it. They didn't get it. And I was able.
You're still upset over that too. You know what year was that?
2003.
Wait, you told
He's still upset over that.
Oh, wait, you told a woman to bring you some.
Hey,
She
listen,
ate
yes,
every time. That's
He's still mad.
every time she goes
Yes.
to get it, she's gonna eat it.
yes,
All he
never
wanted
make it
was
to
his
you.
birthday with some ice cream.
yes.
And the woman didn't get it.
She got
And he's
it.
been mad since 2003.
She got that ice cream.
I
and
never
she
known
ate it.
Vic to be this bothered
Probably
by
gets-
something.
She probably gets that every year.
It hit me, man. BP in the building. So,
man.
And
so,
he's still pissed off from
Man.
2003. It's almost 20
Where
years.
is she at? Oh, where is she at?
oh man, you see, in our own life, man. But it's an experience. See, we always share experiences. I always said I'm gonna share this experience because I just didn't want to see what ice cream mean. I said somebody fulfilled my request. So the after event was me getting together with a group of people, and they gave me a get off, send off. Butter pecan ice cream. There you go. Jason Johnson, MSNBC, Michelle Sargent, MTV. There goes our girl, Adrian Anderson, Trinity 5-7, which we had a wonderful conversation about business, influence, the whole thing. Thank you guys. They purposely went and stopped at the market to get some ice cream for me and celebrate my birthday. And thankfully only
Bravo.
gave one candle. They brought one candle. That's all I needed.
I'm trying to tell you something.
Isn't there a new ice cream shop in Leimert Park somewhere?
I'm not sure.
A young couple just opened it up.
I'm not sure. It may be. I haven't checked it out. That's my ethos, you guys. So for me, the celebration of this whole weekend was a success. Yes, there may be questionable, but it was a success. I enjoyed it. Hope you guys did.
Victor Allen's Ethos.